Hi, I'm Robbie Susan Chandler from RobbieSusanCardsandCrafts.com. I live in Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida. And welcome to my YouTube channel. Please visit my website at www.RobbieSusanCardsandCrafts.com. I'm here today to share a project with you, so let's get crafting. Here's the card we'll be making today. This card is made with the split card texture dies, the Rustic pumpkin dies, and on the inside the Hello Harvest stamp set. First thing you'll need is a sheet of Bermuda Bay, 8.5 by 5.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. This will be our base. You'll also need 2 pieces of basic white, 4 1/4 by 4. This piece is our inside piece. The other piece we're going to cut with the split card framelits. Split card texture dies, got to get that name right. And after we do that, I ran it through the leaf fall embossing folder, and I did it sideways so I could get more of the leaves across here. And we get this look. I love this embossing folder. I love these leaves. Now let's add some interest to this piece. So I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper, lay my piece down, and also I've already stamped my Thinking of You, and I cut it with one of the seasonal label dies. And we're going to do what I call some flecking or some splattering on this. So what you need to do is get a block, put a little dot of Bermuda Bay inker on it, pick up your Wink of Stella, squeeze some of it out so you get a real little runny area, and then pick some up. And there's 2 ways to do this. You can just hit your Wink of Stella on the cap and make sure that it's really juicy, or you're not going to get much. And I've noticed that the higher up you are, the smaller the flecks will be. Now another way to do this is you can take the cap and catch the brushes and just pull it up and kind of fleck it like that. So when you finish, you have this lovely design on it, which with the Wink of Stella you get a little sparkle. That may not show up on the camera, but you get a little sparkle that way. So now we're going to put a piece of ribbon, and this piece is about 6 inches. Here it across the front. I've already done that to this piece. And then we're going to, let me move my little scrap paper here. We're going to adhere this to our card front. Little spots up here that are small or a little bit hard to deal with, so I just put little tiny dots of glue there just to hold the top down. Okay, so now we've got the base of our card front. Let's let that dry while we work on our pumpkins. Now the pumpkins were cut with the Rustic pumpkin dies. I cut the big one out of Bermuda Bay, and the smaller one is out of Granny Apple Green. And then the tendrils, or these little curly Q things, were cut from the Granny Apple Green. And I cut 2 stem from Soft Suede. Now, to add a little interest to these pumpkins, I got my blending brush and some Bermuda Bay ink and did a little sponging around. I'm going to go back to my scrap paper again. So, I just did a little sponging around the edge just to kind of make this embossed design in here pop a little bit. So see, you can look at this, see how the embossed pops now. And I did it on also the same color on the Bermuda Bay pumpkin. That really helps the design in the pumpkin pop. After I did that, I adhered the stems to the back, and then I put the little tendrils on them. So here's my completed pumpkins. So let's get those on the front of our card. So I put the small one down first. I wanted it to be in the back. Well, he goes over here. And then the larger one goes on top. Now, since they both have dimensionals on them, I only put dimensionals on the right side, so it wouldn't, if I put them on this side, then it would make it too high. My pumpkin would sit at an angle. So I put them only on the right side. And then the Thinking of You, I just slipped right under that edge. Alright, so that completes our front. Now on the inside, took my Stamparatus and stamped. In case you wonder about these borders, I put these here because Stamparatus isn't good about stamping up close to the edge. So I make my own little L border and hold it down with the magnet. And that way I can stamp farther out. If I want to stamp off the edge, I can. So I inked up my sentiment with Bermuda Bay. And my pumpkin with Early Espresso. Get this straight. And give it a little tug. Now you don't want to be real forceful when you're using Stamparatus, or you could end up with a halo, what we call a halo. So the Stamparatus, the nice thing is, if it's not dark enough, you can just do it again. Like I really want my pumpkin a little bit darker. So I'm going to come in and stamp him again. Yeah, much better there. Okay. And then after I stamp that, I color those in, and I'm not going to make you sit and watch me color. But I colored my pumpkin in. I outlined the edges with the dark Bermuda Bay, and then colored in the pumpkin with the lighter color, and then colored my stem with soft suede. And glue that on the inside of my card. So that completes our card. Let's take another look at it. Here's our Thinking of You. You open it up. It says, "With love and comfort." I hope you enjoyed watching me make this card today, and come back for another project another day. Thank you.